Commissioner, does your office get involved in these bonding issues? Tell our
Yes.
viewers a little bit about how you're involved in this discussion.
It's a little bit like what the legislature does. Last fall, really in the summer and fall of the year before, an even-numbered year like this, we begin the process of getting all the requests. In fact, we get all the requests at MMB, and we send them to the legislature. So they all come in one big database, and we share that with the legislature. And so we had over 283 requests. As Senator mentioned, it was $3 or $4 billion worth of requests. And so what we do is we go through and we try to visit as many of those as we can, on-site visits like the Senate does and the House they do as well. Sometimes I know you guys go combined. But what happens is you go around and you look at these projects, you go to the local folks, you listen to what they're saying, and you want to understand the projects. Some of them have been around for a while, so you visit them time and time again. Some of them are new. But the process is then, for us and for the governor, is we put all those requests together, and then we go walk it through with the governor. And we really go through every single request and walk it through with the governor. And then in early January this year, we finalized that list, gave it to the governor, and now he put together his, I think it was January 20th, proposed a $1.4 billion bonding bill. But the good thing about that bonding bill is if you add in the local match and federal dollars, it really amounted to over $2 billion worth of investment in projects across the state. A lot of water projects, a lot of infrastructure. One of the things the governor really focused on was infrastructure. We put about a third of the money into infrastructure. MNSCU colleges, buildings, the University of Minnesota colleges and buildings, state buildings. I mean, we have to take care of what we own. One of the difficulties is if you don't repair that roof, it's going to leak, and then it's going to get a lot more expensive. So there's just a lot of, it's not very sexy, but it's the kind of stuff that you really need to take care of. So we put a lot of money into that. And I think one of the things that we really wanted to do with the governor's bonding bill, you want to make it go across the state. You want to make sure every region has some projects. You want to make sure there are local projects, statewide projects. So it's an enormous effort, and I know that from the senator's perspective, the committees go through that very same process, and it's really hard. And I know that I get really attached to the ones we put in the governor's bill. You really want to see these projects all the way through. But anyway, so that's the process we go through. There are 15 projects that were selected, $1.4 billion, and we present it to the legislature, and then the Senate comes up with their version, the House will come up with their version, and then hopefully we'll figure it out, as Senator Ingebrigtsen mentioned.
So when Senator Ingebrigtsen mentions that you're looking for some numbers and so forth on Monday, that's what's coming out of your office? Is that?
The Senate.
The Senate.
Yeah, we gave ours on January.
Okay,
so
the Senate leadership is now what is the next step in this process.
Right, so the Senate will do that, and we're not sure when the House will do theirs. I have to put in a little dig to the legislature from the executive side, and that is, we did put ours out in January, and they're all out there and they're all vetted, and we would like to see the process where there's more opportunity for the public to see what does the Senate propose, what does the House propose, so people can see sort of what the different versions line up. Part of what happens sometimes is these bonding bills don't get done to the very, very, very end, and it makes it difficult to kind of compare and contrast. And so, we like to be transparent and out there, so I'll dig my senator colleague here and say we'd like to see these things a little bit earlier, but the important thing is to get them out there and then debate what's the right thing to do and how much should we do.
Volley to you, Senator.
Yeah. Commissioner, I'll convey that to Senator Stump, who's in charge of the bonding bill. He's driving the bus and doing a very good job, I might add. Leroy Stump is going to be retiring this year, and it's been a pleasure working with him over the years. We hail from the same part of the state, so we have that in common, the northwest portion of the state. But on Monday, he will be bringing a bonding bill forward. We're real sure of that. We in our side of the aisle met with him just yesterday, and so he's promising that he's going to have it out. And what we would like to see is a little more time to look at it, and that's our same concern is that we do wait too long here, and these are very big bills, and we need folks. We got tremendous staff. I mean, without our staff, we'd be still floundering around out there, quite frankly, as everybody probably can guess. When you get a 600-page bill like today, you have staff just combing through that and talking about it, different areas to different senators from different geographic areas, and so they do a remarkable job. But Monday's going to be the day, We will get this out. Folks will be certainly looking at it, and we'll start hearing from the projects that are in the bill and the ones that aren't in the bill.
Well, one of the things I think that are interesting about this process is how big the bonding bill should be. I mean, obviously, every project should be well conceived, well thought of, and be well managed. But there's been some, discussion about how big should the bonding bill be. There used to be this sort of $1 billion limit that people talked about. And that really got started back in 1998 in Governor Carlson's term, and that's when it was about 10% of the general fund, or 5% of the general fund. And now, if you did the same analysis, it would be about a $2 billion bonding bill. But we under our guidelines, we have 3 different guidelines that we use to make sure that we can afford the bonding bill. Because one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure you manage the debts. Because you put out those bonds, you've got to make the payments on those bonds. And so we have debt capacity guidelines, and our debt capacity guidelines give us the authority to grant up to a $3 billion bonding bill and still be under our guidelines. Now, doesn't mean you should do that much, and we're not suggesting that you should. But I think one of the things we want to do is suggest that this is a really good time to do the bonding bills, because we have a big bonding bill, because we have so many really good projects, and we can afford it. We do have we have a $900 million surplus. The debt service on this is only like $8 million for this year, maybe $40 million in the next biennium. So we clearly can afford it. But I think also it comes back to that discussion about where are we? Should we, as Senator Ingebrigtsen mentioned, the House was looking at being maybe a little bit more conservative on spending. So the question is really, are we in a sort of a slowdown or pre-recession situation, or just a little blip in the growth? And, it's anyone's guess what's going to actually happen. We believe that, though, the forecast that we put out in February shows that the growth is still there. We're still seeing growth projected, just at a slower pace. So the question is, what do you do with that, both in terms of budgeting, spending, and on the bonding bill? And those are legitimate questions, I think, we have to talk about.
And I think what's in the mix, too, of course, is going to be the transportation bill. That's something we and I think all the Minnesotans, especially in rural Minnesota, is asking for. We have bridges that need to be repaired. I mean, we toured a bridge on the North Dakota-Minnesota border going across the Red River that had a hole the size of half the size of a garage door, in the middle of the bridge. So that's been closed down ever since. That was last fall that we toured that. So we have some major transportation things, and you're going to hear that coming right around the corner too. We're going to be dealing with a transportation bill, and I know the governor wants to raise a considerable amount of taxes on gas. And that's going to be a little bit of a standoff, especially in light of the fact that we do have these dollars sitting there now. We get $900 million there, over and above the budgets that we passed last year. Maybe part of that should be used towards the bonding, towards highways. I think you're going to see a proposal come from our side that's going to be a little more towards the highway funding, if you will. Clean water certainly is a good thing the governor's doing. Everybody is concerned about that. He was bold enough to bring up the 50-foot buffer strip, which we spent a considerable amount of time on, but we passed that out of the Senate. But there's also about $107 million worth of legacy dollars every year going into clean water in Minnesota. So some will say that we need more to deal with clean water. Some will say we have plenty to deal with it.